Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for just being here. I'm Stubbs121 and I certainly appreciate you stopping by just checking this out. So thank you guys so much for just being here. It really means the entire world to me, so I really appreciate everything that you guys do. If you guys do like what you see, definitely don't forget to hit that bell button, that like button, and that sub button. Maybe just kind of keep an eye out for some new videos and stuff, because we're doing some gameplays, we're doing some news, which is what we're talking about today, and just overall having a great time with it. Plus guys, if you guys want to check out some amazing pictures of my cat, who is currently sleeping on my bed right now. Gaston, he's like the coolest cat in the world. You can definitely go over to my Instagram and check that out as well too. So definitely head there if you guys are looking for some really cool pictures of some cat, because he's awesome. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. He is awesome. So we're talking about news today. We're actually talking about something pretty important, and this is not part of our 7-minute news by any means. This is just something that we're elaborating on with some new news that has actually just recently come out. I have to fix my mic here real quick. Perfect. There we go. Okay, so a couple of months ago, we actually did a video about all the stuff that's going on over at Blizzard right now, and just recently, some more information, and by recently, I mean like yesterday and the day before, more information has just been released that kind of exacerbates everything that's going on over at Blizzard, and everything that kind of upends everything that we kind of thought with what has been going on recently. So yeah, if you guys want to check out the video, you guys can check it out right there. We're going to show a quick clip of it right now. All right, let's get into the lawsuit. Let's talk about that here as well too. All right, so the lawsuit. Employees were actually surprised. They were actually surprised that this lawsuit had arrived. And some of them were very surprised, and some of them were not surprised that it had actually arrived. This lawsuit, like I had mentioned, was conducted over 2 years with employees interviewed for hours as the department had built its case. Immediately after it dropped, Blizzard leadership touted the report as being distorted and false descriptions of Blizzard past. Like I said, they had viewed it as being incorrect, they had viewed it as being distorted, they had viewed it as nah, this isn't real at all. Awesome. Okay, cool. So new reports are actually coming through, and I'm going to be reading a fairly decent amount of this because I've actually did an entire script about this. So if you see me kind of look down and stuff, I'm just kind of reading off exactly what I had typed up and things like that, because I don't want to get any information wrong. That's the worst thing that you can do, is get information wrong, and I certainly don't want to do that. So if you guys see me looking down, it's just because I'm reading so right now. So new reports are coming through through multiple sources. That includes the Wall Street Journal, Kotaku, CNBC, The Verge, and many more, which are all cited down below as well too. Any references, any sources that I use are all cited down below because they deserve credit. I'm just kind of giving my take on it, as well as just giving it to you guys as well. So definitely check out those sources if you guys want more information about all of that. But we had actually covered as well too in another video, CEO Bobby Kotick of Blizzard Activision, or Activision Blizzard, either way. New reports are coming through that he actually knew for quite some time all of the sexual allegations that had actually been going on at Blizzard, and he actually did nothing about it. He actually quelled a lot of the sexual harassment claims, and unfortunately, new reports are coming through that he knew everything or a good portion of this, and Blizzard just, the fires just keep going, guys. I mean, it seems like they put out one fire and then all of a sudden they get a whole nother fire going on as well too. So like I had said, that CEO Bobby Kotick knew for many years about the sexual misconduct and didn't do anything or chose not to acknowledge it. With this, multiple shareholders are demanding his resignation as well too. Because of this, JP Morgan has downgraded their stock price to $88 a share. Now that was at the time, I think it was yesterday when it was first quoted. Let me just double check here real quick. That was November 18th. Yeah, so that's actually today. But I checked my stockbroker as well too, and they are currently, let me just double check this here, guys. I'm pretty sure they're even worse than that today here, guys. Yeah, they're at 61. Let's see, where was it? They are currently at $61.90. So dropping from $88 a share to $61.90, that is almost a $17 difference. I mean, and it's not looking good. I mean, their shares are basically just tanked, and they've kind of like stagnated right now at about the 60. So there's a lot of warnings coming through for Blizzard right now. This tagged along with another walkout in 4 months by employees. It really has not been a good time to be at Blizzard right now. It seems like no work is being done. I mean, multiple reports of Overwatch 2, WoW, and Diablo 4, any work has basically stopped as well too. So it is not a good time to be part of Blizzard right now, but it's an even worse time to be Bobby Kotick right now. Okay, with that being said, let's get down and let's do a quick recap as well too with everything that actually happened to be try to make it as quick as we can, but there is some stuff that we have to get out of the way as well too. But again, if you guys want to go watch that previous video that I had, you guys can check that out. We did show a clip of it just earlier, so please go check that out as well too. Okay, like I said, let's do a quick recap of exactly what happened. On July 28th, Activision Blizzard employees staged their first walkout with an overwhelming support from the community and other gaming companies. This included gaming companies like Ubisoft, PlayStation, and I believe Microsoft as well too had actually supported them in that as well. This walkout was staged as a way to bring attention to the first lawsuit that was brought forth against Blizzard by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing. It was revealed, sorry. It was revealed that a 2-year investigation had been brought forth with reports of pay discrimination, sexual harassment, and an overall general frat culture that was kind of present at Blizzard. From that report, reports from the CEO and other high-ranking sources denounced these claims, basically saying that they loved working for Blizzard, that they enjoyed working for Blizzard. It was the best place to work. They also said that reports were misleading, that they were false, and taken out of context as well too. So they basically denounced every claim right away, saying that it wasn't true by any means. So with that being said as well too, they claimed the reports, like I said, were false and distorted. One individual commented saying, "We had the illusion that every voice matters. We had the illusion of values. They were good values, but they were very much used by some people." Now, in that report, 2 individuals were named in the lawsuit. Alex Afrasiabi, who was fired back in 2020 for engaging in blatant sexual harassment with little to no repercussions, and Jay Allen Breck, who was the Blizzard president at the time, who again has stepped down since then. So Afrasiabi, who received multiple mentions on the sexual harassment reports, received very little for repercussions when it came to. Many people had claimed that he basically just received like a slap on the wrist. That was pretty much it when it came to any punishment that he should have, deserved when it came to. He was also the individual who helped to set up what was known as the Cosby Suite. Now, Cosby, it was named after basically Bill Cosby for kind of every claim that he ever had for sexual harassment as well too. But it was a hot spot for networking. That was kind of a blanket term. What it was really known for was actually gathering hot chicks. That's CHIXX, directly from the report as well too, for the cause. Basically a quick name for Cosby cause. During any sort of BlizzCon or any sort of, event where Blizzard was present. Now, many women actually dodged any and pretty much all of these events, and if they ever did go to these events, they actually stayed together in groups because they were so afraid that something was going to happen. They were so nervous that another accusation of sexual harassment was going to be them. They were going to be the one that was accusing someone because it happened just so many times. There were so many reports about this that it was finally brought to the attention, and a lot of men were actually shocked. They were so surprised that something like this had actually happened. But again, you're a man, and this does not generally happen to you. This is something that I touched on in the previous video. You're a man. You don't see these things happen, and so of course you're going to be shocked. But it shouldn't come to a shock to you. If you notice something, please stand up. If you see something, say something. That's the biggest thing that you need to do. Like I said, many women, they dodged all these events. They didn't even attend them, and if they ever did, they stayed together because they felt that if they were together, they were safer. And that you should never have to feel that way. You should never have to ever feel in any sense like that way. Along with sexual harassment claims, the report also stated that multiple times women were not given promotions, nor were they given raises, and were forced to complete work that their male counterparts would leave for them. Seriously, guys? Come on. What the hell? It just makes no sense to me. Reports also came through that men would enter the breastfeeding area, and women would actually have to scream at the men to leave, just for them to leave. They would have to violently scream to the men to tell them to please leave. I mean, it's there for a reason, guys. You don't go in there. I just don't get it. It makes no sense to me. Just don't freaking do it. Oh, gosh. Finally, when they would actually leave, the women would bring these accusations forth, and a lot of times they were silenced, they were quelled, they weren't even brought forth to anybody above, and that was the worst thing of it all. To add more to these reports, women had to just fight to get appointments with their doctors for pregnancy tests. Pregnancy checkups, follow-ups, things like that. There was one report that a woman had actually multiple times put in a request for a sonogram for her, or an ultrasound for her baby, and multiple times it was denied. I mean, she actually had to, I think she quit because she couldn't, like, she had to do this. She had to go get her ultrasound done, and multiple times it was brought forth that she had put time in and was continuously denied that time in. Now, others were saying that the report was not true, that those comments were false, but she quotes exactly what had happened. I mean, that's just insane. Like, why do you do that? Now, if this wasn't the tipping point of it all, the walkout was basically staged in a response to the Activision Blizzard King Employee Women's Network, who was then Frances Townsend. She was the leader of that group. She was the head of it to help women basically have a good standing point in Blizzard, in the company, to be on the same level as the men. But she actually denounced all these claims of sexual harassment, of pay discrimination, discrepancies, anything like that. She denounced everything, basically saying that they were factually incorrect, old, and out of context stories. And that right there is what had actually staged the walkout. That someone who was supposed to be the leader of the women's networking denounced all those claims as being false, denounced all those claims as being not true. That just strikes, like, just so much negativity towards a group or a community that you're supposed to be a part of. And when the leader of that group doesn't actually like do anything, nor do they even help you, I mean, that just strikes so much disdain and so much sadness in you. It's insane. Now, like I said as well too, the walkout was widely accepted by so many in the community, so many gaming companies as well too, and just communities around Blizzard as well too. Many places where many of these Blizzard employees would actually go for lunch, for dinner, things like that. They actually brought food to the walkout to support them. The janitors actually helped and supported by bringing out porta potties and things like that, and helping to clean up after. There was so much widely accepted of this walkout that it had gone really, really well. And thanks to Blizzard, they were like, yeah, we're totally going to pay you for the walkout. Like, I mean, if they didn't, that would have been so much worse. But that's just another portion of that report as well, too. So since then, Townsend has actually stepped down from her role. From this point, multiple reports had come forward from Blizzard stating that no further work had been done on WoW, Overwatch, or Diablo, as they had more pressing matters at this time. Since then, August 11th, Activision Blizzard confirmed the departure of Diablo 4 director and lead designer Luis Barraja and lead designer Jesse McCree, who was actually the inspiration for the character McCree in Overwatch. Both were actually referenced in the lawsuit, with McCree actually posing in a picture in the Cosby Suite as well too. So you know things were not going to go well for him. September 14th, Blizzard hires Julie Hodges as their chief people officer effective September 21st. She previously worked at Disney for 32 years. September 14th, employees of Blizzard accuse company of union busting. Employees filed a charge with the National Labor Relations Board accusing the company of intimidation and union busting. Now, if I'm correct here, I think they used actually the same company that Amazon had used as well to basically bust that union as well. September 20th, CEO Bobby Kotick subpoenaed as part of an investigation. The Wall Street Journal reporting that the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission U.S. agency, is conducting a workplace investigation of its handling of employee complaints about sexual misconduct and discrimination in the workplace, and have since subpoenaed Kotick as well, which is what is leading to what's going on today. And last but not least, September 28th, Activision Blizzard settles a new lawsuit for $18 million. $18 million, guys. Holy freaking cow. The company reveals that it is committed to creating an $18 million fund to compensate and make amends to eligible claimants. Kotick commented saying, "There is no place anywhere at our company for discrimination, harassment, or unequal treatment of any kind, and I am grateful to the employees who bravely shared their experiences. I am so sorry that anyone had to experience inappropriate conduct, and I remain unwavering in my commitment to make Activision Blizzard one of the most inclusive, respected, and respectful workplaces." Now, something just tells me that something bad is going to happen after he said that. I don't know. It's like we're reporting today on new information that he knew all of these sexual harassment claims were real. Gaston, what do you feel about that? He's sleeping, guys. He's sleeping. So yeah, that's why we're reporting today, guys. I mean, he knew, like he definitely knew, and reports are coming through, like I had said, from the Wall Street Journal, from Kotaku, from The Verge, from Polygon, multiple sources stating that he knew about all of these claims, and his response to that, as well as the response from others around as well too. All right, guys, so that was a quick recap of kind of everything that happened as of recently. So that kind of brings us to today. And when I'm talking about today, I mean like yesterday, today, and the day before that actually as well too. So I'm going to be reading a lot more of kind of my script as well too, like I said, just so I don't get my information wrong. But I will be talking a little bit as well too, just kind of giving my thoughts and stuff like that. But yeah, so let's kind of keep moving here. So now you can imagine Blizzard has pretty much had a rough 2021 with multiple claims of sexual harassment, multiple higher-ups leaving, denouncing all these claims of sexual harassment, and now with this new revelation that Bobby Kotick, the CEO of Activision Blizzard, knew pretty much everything, and he did a lot of things to kind of either save himself or just try to put down, as much of this information as possible. It doesn't really seem like it's getting any better from what we can tell. Now, from what you can see above, things have not been going well. It seems like they're working to put out one fire, and then all of a sudden another fire starts, and it's like twice as big. And so that's just not a good thing. So let's start from the beginning. As we stated, new reports are coming in that Bobby Kotick, the CEO, knew about these sexual harassments for quite some time and did nothing to actually bring them forward or to help those that were affected. And it wasn't until more reports had come forward and people were starting to leave that they actually started that $18 million fund to help those who had actually been affected by this. It seems like he's more just trying to save his own skin, it seems, and that, despite his role of being on top of one of the biggest gaming companies ever, he claims that he had little to no insight into the toxicity of his employees, but instead more trying to, he chose denial and aloofness, to be honest. The Wall Street Journal reports that Kotick knew of this information and was doing his best to withhold any key information that he knew about to save his own skin, as I said, and to protect himself from any backlash that he may have, coming his way. He noticed multiple individuals of either similar or, on the same level of him as power, leaving and kind of, understanding that, hey, this might be coming my way, so I'm going to do everything I can to protect myself. And if that means that I have to, shut down a lot of reports or, even reports that he had committed sexual assault, then he was going to do it. And that's what he decided that he was going to do. And that really doesn't end well for you. Like I said, it seemed like he was trying to kind of protect his own skin and protect himself from any backlash that had come his way. The report also entails from the Wall Street Journal that the sudden departure of Jen O'Neill, who was actually Blizzard's co-lead just 3 months after taking the job, has decided to step down. It states how, with everything that was going on, they brought on two individuals, Mike Ybarra and Jen O'Neill, to basically be kind of a new head of everything, to oversee a lot of stuff and to really kind of be a lot more transparent with everything that was going on and be kind of a shining beacon or so, something that they could look forward to and kind of be what they should be instead of what they currently are. Unfortunately, though, it states how she was brought on to co-lead with Mike Ybarra to be a force of good, like I said, and show compassion to those who were affected. But unfortunately, after 3 months of working, she decided to step down, citing significant pay discrepancy between her and Ybarra. It wasn't until she tested with the company her resignation of getting equal pay, it wasn't until she said, hey, I'm planning on leaving, that she was awarded that equal pay. I mean, that right there is significant in that it kind of outlines everything that happened in that July lawsuit, that pay discrepancy was rampant throughout Blizzard, that even two people that were supposed to be kind of the individuals that were to fix all this stuff and to make this better and to make Blizzard kind of the company that it should be, that the female lead wasn't getting what the male lead was getting. That just signifies everything that happened in that July report. I mean, if things honestly couldn't get much worse, it certainly did. And that helps to kind of draw on that as well, too. Now, with her stepping down, Mike Ybarra is the only person who is actually leading Blizzard at this current time. So everything that they were trying to do to try to make Blizzard more exclusive, more transparent, just basically went out the window and nothing changed. Okay, now back to the Kotick story. Like I said, he saw what was happening to those around him of similar positions and was doing everything he could to withhold that information to save himself. We already knew Blizzard higher-ups were pretty shady, but it just adds kind of a whole new level to it. According to the report, Kotick knew about these sexual harassment reports and misconducts at Blizzard's ranging from sexual harassment to even rape. Many of these reports were settled out of court, with many settled outside of the court that actually included himself committing these acts as well too. So I mean, not only were individuals, you know, they were part of these accusations and they were settled outside of court, so no one could really, you know what was happening, but it actually happened to him, and he settled a number of them outside of court as well too. Despite his plea that things are changing and a new wave of positivity is here, he worked to shield himself still from any notion that he knew something. Rather than work with those who were affected and make the company a better place, it has continuously developed into something scary. Now, in September, this is actually that $18 million fund, the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission filed a complaint against Blizzard in regard to sexual harassment, discrimination, and retaliation, like the $18 million I said before. Aside from the separate California lawsuit in July, there have been more than 500 reports of current and former employees alleging sexual harassment, sexual assault, bullying, pay disparity, and other issues, revolved around that as well too. With Activision themselves investigating that claims. Like, that's like, hey, I did something bad, but since I investigated it and I didn't actually do something bad, I'm off the hook. Like, what? Like, what? It makes no sense to me. Like, it really doesn't. For many former employees and current ones as well too, they suspected that Kotick knew in details about the allegations of the harassment in his company, and with a report saying he allegedly protected one of the accused as well too. The response to this, you might ask, again, they stated basically all the reports are misleading, everything is wrong, you guys are taking this way out of context, that it never happened, that sort of stuff. And it feels like I've seen this before. It feels like I've heard this same response before to another sexual harassment that occurred at Blizzard, and I just can't think where that happened. Oh wait, July. Yeah, it happened as well too. Basically saying all of these comments were misleading, not true, out of context. It just seems like a never-ending cycle of basically sexual harassment is caused, accusers come forward, we didn't do anything, wait, we actually did something, we're sorry, we're going to try to make this a better place, sexual harassment occurs again. It's just a never-ending cycle, and you expect better from these companies. You expect better from these companies that you support, that you pay into, but you're just not seeing it. You're just not seeing it at all. And that just, to me, that just makes me very upset overall. Now, this constant "we will do better," "we are sorry" comments that we hear so much from actions like this, they're just like band-aid responses, and it never seems like anything really ever gets fixed. Like I said, it's just that continuous cycle of something happened, we didn't do it, we're sorry, we'll do better, and then it happened again. It's just, nothing ever seems really to change. If these allegations are true, which it seems like that they are, hopefully we can see some serious change coming from Blizzard, and that's what a lot of people are hoping for. Unfortunately, though, in response to these allegations, another walkout was staged, which is great. That's not the unfortunate part. That's a really good thing, because people are saying, like, F you, man. Like, no, you're not like helping us. You're trying to comment, you're trying to quiet these comments again. And again, it was met with overwhelming success, overwhelming support from the community, from the gaming community, from just people around them. Even the PlayStation boss, Jim Ryan, actually called out Activision's timid response of these events, saying that he felt disheartened and frankly stunned. I mean, you have other, individuals of basically the same level as you calling out your bullshit and calling out how, quiet your response was to all of these things. You fucked up. You did something really bad. I'm just saying it right there, but you fucked up. I don't know, guys. It just makes no sense to me. Now, reporting from Kotaku, Luke Plunkett, you can actually check out his source right below. He writes, "You'd expect from the board of directors to call on his resignation or to even ask him to step down on his own accord. But instead, they're actually backing him and they're defending him. This is the board of directors from Activision that are actually, they're saying, we are backing our man and we are sticking with his response." So with the board of directors actually backing him, this is their response to that. "The Activision Blizzard board remains committed to the goal of making Activision Blizzard the most welcoming and exclusive company in the industry. Under Kotick's leadership, the company is already implementing industry-leading changes, including a zero-tolerance harassment policy. a dedication to the achieving significant increases to the percentages of women and non-binary people in our workforce, and significant internal and external investments to accelerate opportunities for diverse talent. The board remains confident that Bobby Kotick appropriately addressed workplace issues brought to his attention. I don't think so. Sorry. The goals we have set forth for ourselves and are both critical and ambitious. The board remains confident in Bobby Kotick's leadership, commitment, and ability to achieve these goals. What are you doing? Like, oh my God. Like, it blows my mind that you're fine with everything that happened and multiple accounts that he settled outside of court as well too for claims of sexual harassment and rape. I don't know if the rape was associated with him, but multiple accounts of sexual harassment with him specifically, and you're confident and you're gonna stick with your man. Holy hell, you done fucked up. I couldn't believe it. His response to this as well too, actually. So on November 16th, he released a video message with the company's employees, and this is his response. I want to talk with you today about our future and reiterate my conviction to create the most welcoming and inclusive workplace. Over the last few months, so many of you generously and candidly shared your experience and your insights about the type of company you want us to be. We've taken meaningful actions to improve our company and our culture. But there is more to do. To become the model workplace we all aspire to be, more change is required, but I am so confident we will get there. There will, of course, be continued media attention about us and our industry over the next few months. In fact, there's an article today that paints an inaccurate and misleading view of our company, of me personally, and my leadership. I want to say two things about this. First, we are incredibly fortunate to have the most talented people in our industry all so committed to constant improvement. And I share this commitment. The second thing I want to say is that anyone who doubts my conviction to be the most welcoming, inclusive workplace doesn't really appreciate how important this is to me. Creativity and inspiration thrives best in a safe, welcoming, respectful environment. There's no substitute for that, and staying true to our values without exceptions is the best way to retain our talent and to attract the new talent we need to achieve our great potential. As I've made clear, we are moving forward with zero tolerance policy for inappropriate behavior, and zero means zero. Any reprehensible conduct is simply unacceptable. We have a chance to further enhance our culture and be the example other companies will follow, and we are so incredibly fortunate. Connecting and engaging the world through joy and fun is a powerful mission. Accomplishing this in a welcoming, inclusive workplace ensures we will achieve our mission with excellence. Over the last few years, our industry has had an uncomfortable spotlight that's been illuminating opportunities for us to change, and we must all, including me, embrace this need for change so we can bring our very best selves to the very best place to work. Thank you for your commitment to a culture of respect, your appreciation for the unique talents we each possess, and for maintaining the very best environment for all of us to work. For that, I am truly grateful. And because of those two responses, because of all of the reports that are coming out, that is basically what had staged the walkout. That their response to those two responses to the report is what had started the walkout. Basically, people saying like, just they're not accepting that this is okay. They're not accepting that they're just going to be fine with everything that's going on, that these reports are false, that no one committed sexual harassment, and everything's fine. I mean, oh my God, it's insane that this is how things are going to go. I mean, it's crazy to see in this world that people are still supported when they've committed such heinous acts like this. But I mean, not only that though, new reports are coming out that the company has lost actually over 29% of its overall player base in the last 3 years, with reports showing that the new Call of Duty Vanguard sales are down 40% in the UK on last year's Black Ops Cold War. Granted though, Vanguard was pretty much like a DLC to the 2017 World War II game. It really wasn't that good. It was fair, to say the least. I mean, reports, reviews came in, I think they're on like a 7 to like an 8 or so, and that's not bad, but it's like they're running out of ideas to go with, honestly. It really wasn't that good. But then again, you're comparing Black Ops, which is one of Call of Duty's like best franchises. I mean, Black Ops 1, 2, 3, 4 was Cold War brought it right back to where it was. So I mean, you're comparing it to one of the best franchises along with Modern Warfare. It's kind of hard to compare. It's kind of hard to beat that. But still though, it's not been good. I mean, with multiple accounts of basically sexual harassment, dwindling sales loss of player base, the board is still sticking with him. I don't get it. Like, the board is still sticking with him and see future with him, and that's insane. And if that wasn't enough, along in that report from Kotaku, from Luke Clement, someone appeared in a little black book from Mr. Jeffrey Epstein, and it rhymes with Cosby Kotick. Maybe you guys can kind of guess who that might be when it comes to. That's cited down below as well too, so please don't quote me on that. Thankfully, though, with all of this that's going on, finally someone has kind of stepped up, besides those that actually staged the walkout and said, nah, this is not going to happen. Like, we need some serious change. And it's probably prompted by how poorly their shares are doing, because it's the shareholders that have come forth and actually issued a letter, the Wall Street Journal reports, to Bobby Kotick and two of the long-serving members of the board of directors, Brian Kelly and Robert Mercado, asking them, not really asking, but telling them to retire by December 31st. They're realizing that their shares are dropping exponentially. That means that they are losing money. So they need a change to get that money back in their pocket. And I don't blame them. I mean, like I had mentioned, their shares, JP Morgan actually quoted their shares. They actually dropped them down from $100 to $88. And now, like I said, let's just refresh what we're looking at here for Blizzard. And yeah, like I said, still stagnant. 61.73 right now for their shares. I mean, you dropped almost $40 in shares in, let's see. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, it's dropping fast. Like, it's dropping like super quick. So 1 month ago it was $80 and now it's below 65. I mean, that's huge. That's freaking massive. I mean, it doesn't matter how many shares you have. That's a loss in of itself. So they're like, hey, we're losing money. We need some change. We can't have this person here as being a part of it, especially with all the bad PR that we're receiving, because we're losing money constantly. Now, in the report, it actually has a little bit of the letter that was sent forward. So they state, in contrast to past company statements, CEO Bobby Kotick was aware of many incidents of sexual harassment, sexual assault, and gender discrimination at Activision Blizzard, but failed either to ensure that the executives and managers responsible were terminated or to recognize and address the systematic nature of the company's hostile workplace culture. The shareholders, led by the Strategic Organizing Center SOC Investment Group, wrote a joint letter addressed to the company's board of directors and shared with the Washington Post. This is part of the Wall Street Journal report. After the new revelations, it's clear that the current leadership repeatedly failed to uphold a safe workplace, a basic function of their job. SOC Executive Director Dieter W., I'm going to butcher that name absolutely terribly, said in an interview, Activision Blizzard needs a new CEO, board chair, and lead independent director with the expertise, skill set, and conviction to truly change the company's culture. We need to really have a reset button on the board. That's crazy. I mean, they know they're losing money fast and they need a change. And it's coming from people that have invested so much money into this, and they're losing money, and they're like, hey, we need a change because this isn't happening. We can't have you as being part of that because we're losing money and you are just bad PR for everything bad that you've done. Now, the shareholder stated that in the letter, if all three do not step down as a result of everything that has been going on, I mean, just like I said, look at their shares and you can see why the shareholders are kind of freaking out. They would not vote for the re-election of the current directors on the board at the next annual shareholder meeting in June, and they would urge other shareholders to follow. They are as well asking for a more diverse set of directors and for one of those seats to go to an Activision Blizzard employee that is not an executive. I mean, you could really feel how much tension that is going on right now at Activision Blizzard. You can just feel how much, like, bad stuff is going on. But it seems like it's on two sides, though. It just seems like a lot of bad things are going on, but the people that have committed those bad things aren't getting in trouble for it. They're not suffering the consequences from what they've done, and they're refusing to take responsibility for their actions. It's just amazing. I mean, you would have thought that after the first set of lawsuits that had come forward, that serious change would have occurred. And it seemed like they tried a little bit, but it failed miserably. I mean, you put two individuals, a male and a female, as co-lead, and then it's revealed that the female received not equal pay to the male, and you're trying to fix things. you done fucked up. Like, seriously. Like, oh my gosh, guys, what is wrong with you? Yeah, there's just so much wrong with what's going on right now at the company, and you can definitely see why no work is being done on pretty much anything right now. I'm pretty sure it was reported that Overwatch 2 has been delayed, or there's no report of when it's going to be brought forth because of how bad it is right now. I mean, that trailer I think was revealed in like 2018, if I'm not mistaken, and it's been almost 4 years. I could be totally wrong. It might have been 2019, but either way, that's years on years of nothing being done. So yeah, it's not really good at all. So, you know, in conclusion, in a quick summary, CEO Bobby Kotick of Activision Blizzard, multiple reports are coming through that he actually knew about sexual allegations, sexual assault, possibly rape as well too, and he did nothing to actually fix it or change it or help in any way. The Wall Street Journal and many other outlets are presenting forth as well too. So yeah, what is your take on it? I mean, you can see from two sides. The shareholders are like, nope, you got to go, but the board of directors are sticking with their guy. So you can tell that there's some pretty messed up things when it comes to. So yeah, what's your thoughts? What is your thoughts going forward, guys? What is your response to all of this? Do you want to see change? I hope that you're wanting to see change, but please leave a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are as well too. I want to see change. I want to get back into a Blizzard game. I haven't touched I haven't touched WoW in months. I will certainly not be buying Vanguard. I watched someone play it, and like I said, it didn't look that good. It looked fair. It seems like they're running out of ideas. I don't see Overwatch 2 coming out for a bit longer. I don't see them putting out Diablo 4 for a good bit longer. I mean, there's a lot of bad things that are going on at Blizzard right now, and it's crazy. Gaston's even given his point of view. Bud, what are your thoughts? Well, he meowed twice, so that means that he's not a fan of it either, and he wants to see some change. So if you want to see more pictures of him, definitely go check him out on my Instagram here, guys, as well, too, which you guys can see down below. You guys can definitely check out my Twitter and my Twitch as well, too. But again, guys, thank you guys so much for just being a part of this. This is kind of a quick summary. Maybe not quick. I think this video is like 35-40 minutes long. Of kind of everything that's going on. All my sources are going to be cited down below as well, too. So, guys, if you want any more information, definitely check those out below. I do not have rights to any of those things. I'm just kind of giving my input as well, too. So those are all owned by the writers and the individuals who had created those as well, too. But thank you guys so much for just being here. Thank you guys for just being a part of everything so far. It really means the entire world to me. Like I said, let me know your comments below on this pretty hot topic as well, too. If you guys want to see something different, if you guys want to see something new, let me know. I do like doing this news section. I like building this whole report and kind of presenting it to you and kind of giving my take as well, too. So, but besides that, guys, thank you guys so much for just being here. It really means the world to me. I hope that you guys are doing amazing. Like we always say, don't forget to be awesome and don't forget to love, because hell, we could always use it. And I will be sure to catch you guys on the next video. Bye, guys. Have a great day.